Hey, over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to take whatever it is that you sell and make it far more compelling, more interesting so that sales go up, your price points go up. We're going to talk about offers and the difference between services and product, how you can improve yours. It's really simple stuff, but it's very powerful stuff. I think it's going to be a big deal. The first thing I want to start off with is really the difference between an offer and just a product or a service. A lot of smaller companies, especially local companies, they just offer their service. You know, I'll mow your lawn. That's what we do. We mow lawns, right? Or we'll cut your hair. We're a hairstylist. And what we want to do is we want to take your service or your product that's for sale, and we want to not talk about that anymore. Instead, we want to convert it into an offer. There's a big difference between an offer and just a service. And there's lots of psychology behind this. It's very simple to do this, but I want to lay the groundwork so you understand what I'm talking about. If you are selling a service, especially a commoditized service, what happens in your own brain, but more importantly in your potential customer's brain, is that they think they have an idea of what that's supposed to cost. So if when they were a kid it cost $30 to mow your lawn, and then you are a person that just mows lawns, that's what they're anchored to in their brain. What we want to do is we want to decommoditize your service. And I know this sounds like mumbo jumbo nonsense, but here's what I mean. Instead of giving people yes or no options, do you want me to mow your lawn or do we not want me to mow your lawn? We want to give people multiple offers. And essentially, all an offer is just a series of components all stacked up together that are bundled together for a certain price. And the reason it decommoditizes lawn mowing is because now you have a package or an offer that it includes as one part of it lawn mowing. Now, lawn mowing, I guess I'll just keep using that example, but you might just mow the lawn and then maybe you blow the driveway off with a blower and maybe you edge it or trim it with a weed whipper or whatever they call it. But what we want to do is we want to parse out each element of that service and make it its own thing. Okay, so we want to label that we're going to do this type of cutting of your grass, this special, unique type of the way that we do it. There's this certain type of cutting your grass. Then we're going to do a 7-point driveway blow off, right? And there's going to be this next element, right? Then we're going to use our super whiz bang flux capacitor weed whipping process to do this and this. Then we're going to do a final 12-point inspection, and that is called the essentials package for lawn care, right? And this might sound like a simple thing or a silly thing. It's actually a huge deal. You see, a lot of really small companies, they just give a price for a service or a price for a product. And if you look at really big companies, they don't do that. In fact, they almost never do that. They have an offer, a bundle. And the reason why it's important is it feels more valuable than just a yes or no product or service. We want to give people either or options, not just yes or no options. And so creating an offer is kind of where we want to start with that. Another example would be like a pressure cleaning company. And instead of saying, hey, we will pressure wash your house, would you like it, yes or no? It's $500, yes or no. We want to present people with options, with 3 different offers to choose from. We might have a good, better, best, or a platinum, essentials, and premium. You want to have 3 different offers, and the way that those are structured changes so much about how much money you're ultimately going to make. First thing is we want to use proprietary language to name our offers something cool. Because when you go give a price for the service that you do, and you're being competed with by other similar service providers, they're going to give a price for pressure cleaning, and the next guy's going to give a price for pressure cleaning, and then you come along and you're going to give 3 different package options that all have proprietary names, right? The essentials or the platinum or the luxury, for example. And inside the luxury, there's going to be broken down each component of the service, where you're not just saying we pressure clean your house, you're actually breaking it into each step of the cleaning the house process, where you're going to do the electrical outlets getting taped off so that water doesn't go into the electrical outlets. You're going to pre-wet all the plants around the house so that the chemicals and the cleaning agents don't damage the plant, right? So you might have a plant protection process, for example, that's part of that luxury bundle. And the thing that's really crazy is that all the pressure cleaning companies probably already do that, but they don't tell the customer that they do that. And so when you're creating an offer, you're just articulating what you're already doing, but you're doing it stack line by line in a stack, piece by piece by piece, proprietary language. We name it something, it feels more valuable. And let me ask you a question. What are you going to buy? The luxury package that includes the electrical power outlet guarantee and the plant protection process, and then it has the 5-step suds to success soaping of the house, and then the thorough rinse, vortex machine, and they have all these things, right? Are you going to buy that for $750 or the guy that wrote a price on the back of a business card for $500? And that's really the power of what an offer can do for you. It decommoditizes you and makes it not a yes or no. And before we get too deep into this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have a conversation with you, what you do for a living, where you're from, what types of content you'd like to see in the future. But if you haven't subscribed, do that so you don't miss out on money-making strategies like this. Another thing that you can do with offers that people don't typically consider is you can create what's called a decoy offer. The purpose of a decoy offer is to just make your normal services look more appealing. You could create, for example, a super high ticket package that you don't think anyone would even ever buy, but you should still create it. It should still exist. Because two things are going to happen when you have this really expensive package. The first thing that's going to happen is eventually someone's going to actually buy it, and you'll be very happy when that happens. But the second thing that's probably even more important that's going to happen is they're going to be anchored to this crazy, extremely high price thing here, and then your normal package looks amazing. They're pleasantly surprised that they only lose a couple elements of the service, but the price is way lower down to this package. And this is really important. There's been studies done, lots of weird studies. For example, a university did a study, they call it the ugly friends study. If you want to go talk to a pretty girl, one strategy that works on average, that's proven scientifically, is you take a friend with you that's uglier than you. If you take someone that's uglier than you with you, you look more attractive automatically, which is kind of weird, but this is how sales works. This is how grocery stores work. You have end caps and the way pricing, right? And we get anchored to a certain price. And that leads to the next point, which is called price marinating. I learned about price marinating actually from Myron Golden about 6 or 7 years ago. And the concept's really simple, and it applies to local businesses too. What you want to do when you're presenting your offers, you have these different packages. Maybe you created a high ticket decoy offer, right? You want to present the most expensive thing first. And you want people to sit and bathe or marinate in the heaviness of this insanely expensive thing that's freaking them out. You want to let it be awkward just long enough so that they can be pleasantly surprised when you scratch that off and say, honestly, I recommend this one for you, Mrs. Smith. Boom. You don't want to start with your least expensive and move up to your most expensive. You want to start with the most expensive, really sell the value of the most expensive, marinate it, let it sit, let the awkwardness sit, and then say, but honestly, this super expensive package, it's good, it's great. I think honestly the next lowest one will probably be better for you because you don't really need this and this and this. And you're building trust by telling the customer what they don't need, and they've marinated in the high anchored price, and they're really pleasantly surprised by the actual price of the one you recommend. And this stuff is a really big deal. If you have a small company doing $1 million a year, and you implement this, and you go all the way with it, this could be the difference between $1 million and 1.2, 1.3, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? But I'm not talking about getting more leads. I'm not talking about doing anything else. This is going to raise your average ticket. It's going to raise your profits up just because of a process change. Just because you look at your offers different, you use proprietary language. You come up with the personal property protection guarantee and the plant protection process, and you articulate each element of your service in a stack format, and you name the bundle something, and you present the most expensive one first, and then you walk it down, and you tell the customer what they don't need after they marinate in the expensive price. Just this could put a lot of money in your pocket, like a lot of money in your pocket. As I get ready to land the plane, there's 2 more things you can do to make any offer more sexy and attractive and juicy and appealing to people. The first thing is reduce the time horizon to result. So if whatever you're selling, it doesn't matter if it's anything really. I was using pressure cleaning and lawn care as an example, but consider adding speed as part of your stack. And what that means is let people get the service done faster. Let them skip the line. Shorten the time delay. So if someone calls for an estimate and you give them the estimate, give them an option to have it done like right now or the next day or within 48 hours where they can skip the line. It should just be something that's perpetually available. And you can manipulate your calendar in a way to accommodate some of this. Charge a lot more money for doing the same thing, because one of the easiest ways to make more profit is just to appeal to the people that value their time more than anything else. They'll pay extra money just to have it faster. You see this all over the place. People pay for fast passes or speed. If you go to a theme park, for example, they'll pay $200 to be able to skip the line and not have to wait to ride the roller coaster, for example. That can actually still work for you as a pressure cleaner or a lawn care company or any kind of small business. And the second thing you can do to increase the value of your offer is make your offer for a very, very specific person. So small business owners, we feel a pressure to kind of be everything to everybody because we don't want to miss out on a job. But, you know, as is true with a lot of success principles, there's counterintuitive truths embedded in success principles. What can happen is if you get really specific and you do pressure cleaning for orthodontists, as silly as that sounds, or you specialize in assisted living facilities, just the fact that you specialize in it and you use your offers and your packages, kind of naming and articulating things relevant to that specific market or avatar, that by itself justifies higher prices. It reduces buying resistance. It's amazing, right? So if the person who called you called 3 companies, and the first 2 companies just gave them a price, here's the price to do the thing, and the second company, here's the price to do the thing, and then you come in understanding this, and you give them 2 or 3 different options that are named something proprietary. And then you tell them that you actually specialize in this exact type of thing. And if they buy the luxury package, they can do the 48-hour service thing, right? And you're more money than the other people, it doesn't even matter. You win. There's nothing people can do to compete with you the better that you get at this stuff. So in summary, articulate the services you're already doing better. Do it like a stack. Each piece of the process that you already do, break it out into a line item so you can articulate the value. Name the package something. Create 2 or 3 packages to go with it. Make sure one of them's really expensive. Present that one first and let the awkwardness sit there while you articulate the elements and components of the really expensive one, so that then when you drop the price of your core package, people will be pleasantly surprised. I hope this helps you. I hope you get value out of this. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe the video. I know every YouTube video says that, but it really matters. Click the button, actually do it. Leave a comment. Let me know what industry you're in and what type of video we should make next. Talk to you later.